there, everybody. It's Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and today I'm in a Crafter's Choice event with Sacred Treasure House. So come on in, and we go a little bit early so that our hostess can find us and send us out. So that's how that's why we're always, just a moment early, right? But I'm so glad to have you here, and when you get here, I hope that you will pop on and say hello so I can see who all is here. And I'm just gonna take 1 second and find myself so I can do other stuff. And of course now my phone is just, I've got the circle of death here. Don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. And I'm going to also be showing my kit that is available for the Sacred Treasure House Christmas party this year. So how fun is that, you guys? I can see we've got, okay, here we go. All right. I can see some of my, I can see comments a little different, like whether I'm looking at my computer screen or whether I'm looking at my phone or whatever. Hey, Patsy, how are you? Thanks for popping in. So today I'm gonna do a paper craft, and we're going to make a little folio that doesn't require any measuring. We're gonna do it with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I hope you like the paper that I've picked out today. I've got another piece of graphic 45 paper. That is like one of my favorite brands of paper. They just do such gorgeous papers. And I don't know why I like it so much. I really don't. But we're also going to go over the kit that I have available, and I'm going to pull it out right now. So as you're coming on in though, say hello. Hey Becky, hey Cheryl. Petra, that was fun. I loved watching your project. That was a fun way to make a wreath, and to be able to take those things and change them out in the centers. That's always so great. And then Ray was before I was, and she was making an album, so a photo album, I believe, and she's got one of those fun hinge spine techniques. I love those. Hey Amanda. Hi Lisa Mary. Kelly, hey, how are you, girlfriend? So let me put you down to the desk, and I'm going to show you what I got here for my kit that's going to be available. Gosh, I hope this works. Phew! Oh my gosh, I just realized I had to turn the phone on. It wasn't even on. And you like to check and make sure things are the way they're supposed to be, right? So if you don't do that, it could be hit or miss. Oh my goodness, and I don't like to be hit or miss. I like to know my things are gonna work. How about you guys? Okay, so my kit is this fun, it's called Gingerbread Lane, and it's a creative folio journal. Okay, so what you're gonna get, and here, I thought this was gonna print out and it'd be a full sheet of paper. It was not a full sheet of paper, but your kit is going to have the pages are going to come to you already printed. So if you're somebody that doesn't like measuring and and fiddling around with all of that stuff and trying to make everything fit together, you don't have to worry about it, because all of this is already ready. It's ready to go. All you have to do is cut it out. I'll also have a video for you, not only our video from when we have our party here in Facebook, not only that video, but there'll also be one that if you don't get a chance to do yours and that 30 days has passed, that video is still live, you'll be able to access it on YouTube. So it'll be a special one. It'll also be time stamped. So if you need to work on your project for just a little while, and then you need to stop and do something else, you can come back and it'll have little chapters in it, and you can tell exactly where you need to start for the next portion of your project. So I always appreciate when I'm looking for a tutorial when they have done that. So I've tried to do that for you guys as well. Thanks for sprinkling me out. I so appreciate that. Handmade with love. Thank you. Yeah, and you guys, whenever you're on any of these, oh my goodness, that's a crazy view. Hang on a second. Whenever you are on any of our lives and you see other crafters that you haven't been following, be sure and give them a quick follow and check them out. You just never know. You might find your next favorite crafter, right? So the pages come printed. They're on a nice weight of paper. It's like a lightweight cardstock, and it's perfect for making your folios. You're going to get a pack that has some other, things in it. Mostly it's going to have ribbons for you to make for your for the tags, to tie tags and things like that. It'll have your ribbons here so that you can tie these. And I love the way that it's like the little gingerbread girl and boy are holding hands here. So I think that is just so fun. So it's just a quick little ribbon tie here for the center to keep that part closed. So, I'll show you how to do that so that it's all hidden inside. This is a special little way that we do the flaps, and I'll show you how to get those done and hidden inside. We've got some waterfall pockets, and you guys, I have to admit, this is not a finished one. So it's still going to be kind of a surprise when you get yours. I'll show you in a second, like all the parts and pieces. But we're going to have pockets in here, and then this part opens up. These flaps are large, and you're going to have two matching, like gingerbread with icing on here. I decided I didn't like this paper, and so you're going to have 4 great big flaps here. These will be great to put pictures on if you don't want to do all the decorating. We're going to have tuck pockets, and you guys, one thing about something like this is you can really make it your own by deciding how you want to, decorate it. So here's what a kit looks like, and you can still order these clear up until November 20th. As long as you order by the 20th, you'll have time to get it shipped to you with all the stuff and be ready for our party. And my day is on December 4th. So you've got everything that you need. You can see how it's marked, and so to help you along. But like I said, I'm going to walk through and show you every bit of the way, what to do. Lots of fun little goodies to cut out to use. And so it's all set, all ready to go. Here's some pockets, some other tags. So everything that you need to make it is all ready. Isn't that cool? I love making these. I love being able to offer this because, so often anymore, people are using treasures. Hi, Tanya, how are you? People are using printables and to make things, but sometimes you really don't have the best paper to use. Some people don't have any idea what the best paper to use is to make something like this, like a folio. And so I've taken all the guesswork out, you guys. It's all ready to go. And so, I hope that you will join me and try and make one. And again, these are, it's $24. Now, if you have already, and then the shipping is $7.50 for these. That's a lot of paper, and so with the other things I add in, then that is, that's just what it is. So, hey Ray, how are you? So, so the shipping is $7.50, but $24. If you've already bought a kit for the party, then it's just $15. And I tell you, you guys, this is a great deal on these. I've made this for the party. Otherwise, on my site, usually these are about $29. So if you can get it for $15, you're getting a deal there, you guys. But I wanted to make it so fun for you. And who doesn't like a gingerbread guy? So again, this is what it looks like on here. And then you've got the fun gingerbread house inside. So, hey there, how are you doing? So let's see. Oh my goodness. Hey Judy, how are you? Juanita, thanks for sharing. I'm missing all the people coming in, you guys, but welcome. So I just wanted to get to show you that. And like I said, just send me a message and I will send you the information on how to get it. And then make sure that you tell me in a message, tell me whether or not you've already got a kit so that I can get you the right information for, what that will cost you, right? Okay, let's get busy. And today, like I said, we're going to make a folio. We're not even going to have to really measure for. We're still going to make sure that we get it to work right, and we're going to plan it as we go. I love doing things that we can plan as we go to where we don't have to do everything up front, right? So let's get with it. I was able to, you guys, I had the best opportunity. Like I said, I love graphic 45 papers. I found a mystery box, one of the scrapbook, and it just rolled through my feed, and they said that they had mystery box things from Graphic 45, and I'm like, what? What? I might need that. And so I went ahead and I took a chance, and the stuff they sent for the price that I paid was absolutely phenomenal. And it was so fun. It was like a gift. You know how sometimes you order something and when you get it, it's like a gift to yourself, right? This kit is called, I guess this is called P.S. I Love You. I was thinking it was Happy Ever After, but that's actually the this page. Each page, I think they give its own name to, right? But here's the deal. This is one of the reasons I like them so much. You get papers that you can cut apart for, different cards and things to use. You could use them for borders. It's always got nice overall prints that work with everything. There's always a paper. Now, I just got this. There's always another paper pack that has extra papers that are kind of they're not like solid colors, but they read more plain than a lot of, the decorative pattern papers like this. And so, this, and you know what? Sometimes the one thing that I love about some of this kind of stuff is the fact that when somebody sends you something, you might have passed by and said, well, I don't know if I like that much to go ahead and spend the money on it, right? And so when you get a deal, it's like, woohoo, I'm ready to go. So a couple of papers that I picked out for us to use in this today. Okay, for the main part of your project for today, we are going to use this paper. We're going to see both sides of it. So I wanted something that, I liked both sides. We're going to see both of them. And so some of these, I just thought, well, they're okay, but like this page, this would be fun. But, I didn't really want it to say, I love you over the whole thing. Oh, I didn't know I had stickers. Oh, and always in these packs, you guys, not only do you get the great cut aparts, but you get some great stickers and stuff too. How fun is this going to be as we go through here? Hey, Barbara, how are you? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm falling behind here. How are you doing? Everybody, I'll go back and say hello to everybody if I missed you. Hi, Lisa, how are you? Thanks for getting me in, and thanks for hosting our event today. So we are in Sacred Treasure House, which is a free Facebook group. I can't even talk. And so, it's the ladies who host it. It's part of their names all combined together. So we've got Sacred Sew, we've got Timeless Treasures by Tanya, and then we've got Lisa's Craft House. So all of it's kind of, a jumble of all of those. So if you always wondered how in the world they came up with that. Okay, let's go ahead and get busy here. We got to get something made by the end, right? Let's get something made. And coming up after me is going to be Vicki from This Chick Crafts. Hey there, Vicki. She's on here now with us. All right. So first we got to cut off the little strip here, the little branding strip, because we don't need that. And now what we're going to do. Now, if we had, you guys, let me show you something. Because I want you to be able to use this technique. These papers are not going to let me show you probably. they've either got such overall patterns or, let me see. Well, let me show you. I think I can explain it with this one. Okay, I told you we're not going to measure, and we're not. But let's say you are going to use a pattern, and you're going to look at kind of where you want to cut. We want one part that is taller than the other. Now, let's say I want to make sure that I get this whole block in here on one of my cuts. So I might cut it right here, along here. And then that would be kind of how I would decide how to cut it. And okay, even though you don't have to measure, let me see what this would leave us. This would leave us with just under 5 inches. So this part would be a little over 7, and this would be a little under 5. And that would probably be a nice, break with that paper. Okay, so I'm going to use this one though, and I think I'm going to cut it at about, I'm going to do about 6.5. Or let's see, let's try that. Let's do the 7. I don't know, seems a little much. I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to cut it at 6 3/4. Okay, we did have to measure a tiny bit, didn't we? Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to start, and I think that might be, for now, for the base of our card, that's probably all we're going to need to cut. So then you just have to decide, which part do you want on the outside, which part do you want on the inside, and oh my goodness, I felt this and it was heavy enough, I thought for a second I cut 2 sheets. I was not going to be happy. Hey, Barbara, how are you? Oh my goodness. I know, Ray, don't you just love Graphic 45? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? So, so you just have to decide how you want it to be. Do you want this one for the outside, and then maybe this will go around it like this? Or do we want this on the outside and then this to go around it? Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know, both ways. Both ways are kind of cool. I think I'll do this one on the outside, and then we'll have this one. So then we have to decide, well, where am I going to fold it? So we're going to have to, decide how we want to fold it. And so and you know what? Folios, I see folios all the time that either cover like this, like a book, with the left covering the right. I see them where the right covers the other direction. So, it's just how you want to fold it up. There's no right or wrong with doing that. But I want to show you another way that we can decide where we want to fold. So we're going to take one of these, and this is another thing about these collections always have something great to, cut apart. And the way that you cut these apart, the easiest way to do it is with paper trimmer. And you'll notice that they have long strips. Like for this one, if you cut off these and cut off these, then you're going to be able to slice down here and then here. You can slice across through here. And then you've got all those. And then the rest of these on these pages are just long strips. But if you take a peek first at how it's laid out, you're going to be able to get them cut and, give yourself the easiest way to do it. So let me see here. I'm going to cut right at the very edge of this little frame. And so I can do that by just lining up my paper at the top and the bottom so that I can see that it's just to the left of that little track, because I can see the track at the bottom and the top. And so then we'll just slice that part off, and then I'm going to flip it over here and cut these guys off. And again, I just want to make sure I'm not cutting anything off that I want to, you know, be able to see and use. So see, we've taken those two off. And now I can cut down through here. It's all really just kind of about planning. You just kind of look at it and plan it. Otherwise, it really is going to take you. Now, I do not want to cut down along the side of this card here and separate these because I might want to use all four of them together. I don't know yet. So, and it might be on this project, it might be on a different project, but I want to leave those together. Okay, now I want to use one of these, but which one should we use? I want to put it in the middle. And, you know, it's not really about love and anniversary or, you know, anything else. And maybe, what did we decide? This is going to be, I think we decided to use that for the outside, didn't we? Did we? I need an assistant. I think we decided to do it this way. Okay, so this is going to be inside. So, you know, which one do you guys think? Since it's not really for an anniversary or whichever, what do you think? I actually think this one looks the best. I like what this says, but which do you think? I'm taking audience participation now. Which one would you like me to use? The one on the left or the one on the right? Christina Porter's from Wisconsin. You know, Christina, I lived in Minnesota for like 28 years, so I'm familiar with a lot of that stomping ground all up and through there. Okay, which do you think? Left or right? Left or right? I know some of you will want to help pick. Ramona likes the right one. Anybody else? We might as well cut them apart, right? I got to cut them apart. So we'll just go ahead and cut them for sure. All right. I really like these. Lisa says the left one. I tell you what, I almost think the left one, and we might end up using both of them anyway, but we're going to use this for a pocket. And it'll be kind of a, you know, it's going to be a pocket right in here. Oh, I don't know. Now I see that and it's got so much gold. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know, these papers and all of these goodies, they have so much going on that, you know, it doesn't matter what we use in there. It's going to have tons of stuff going on, right? Just all the stuff. Let's see. You know, I think I will just use this. I think it shows up really well, and I think we'll use that. So now, why did we need to get that first? We needed to get it because now we're going to decide where we want to fold. So we're going to fold this, and we want to, because we need to make it at least as big as our card, right? So I'll just fold it right here. And let's see, do we want a little pocket on this side? Let's make more of a pocket on this side instead. Okay, so we're just going to fold this over. And I am going to make it to where it covers that whole section. So just, if you will just line it up on the bottom, line your paper up on the bottom, hold it really tight, and then just give it a good press. You can use a bone folder. You can use your fingers. Use the side handles of your scissors. There's lots of things you can do. You don't have to have like all of the, you know, fancy tools. Okay, so now this one, we've got plenty of room here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this and make a little tiny side tuck pocket. So let's fold that. I think that looks good. So again, we're just going to hold it and give it a good press up the side. And since we're going to make it a little pocket, let's give it a little thumb hole, little finger hole, whatever you want to call it. And just give it a little divot here. Okay. Okay. And so this one will just be gluing right here. And we want to put that clear to the bottom. And, or, you know, sometimes then you can just even leave a tiny bit up if you want to do that. And let's just glue that on two sides. You know, though, I'm going to do a lot of corner rounding. Let's at least round the top corner. Okay. What you guys been doing? How's your weather? I want to know. We finally had a little bit of a cooler day yesterday. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we got some rain and it kind of cooled down. So that was different. Very different. Okay. Now I use, oh my goodness, this is, why is it like sticky? I gotta get my glue out, people. Oh. All right. Okay. There we go. I use reptile glue and I just put it in these tiny containers. It's probably very much like art glitter glue. Okay. And I learned about it a long time ago from another paper crafter. The glue was actually made for tile work. And then somebody realized what a great glue it was for all kinds of crafting. And on the bottle, it tells you like all the kinds of things. And so that, it will hold. And it's just great. I love it. Okay, so we're just going to place it over here. Make sure it still folds where we want it to. And just on those two sections. And then we'll fold this. Now that we got our little pocket, let's give this a fold. Okay. And now for this one, we're going to wrap it around. So it can wrap right around here. And like I said, just give it just select where you want it to do. Except, you know what? I think I want to make a little pocket in this one over here. That way we'll have a little pocket opening on the left side. And when we open it up, we'll get a pocket opening on the right side. All the pockets. Okay, so let's do this. All right, and so we'll just fold that over. And I might want to put this one so the right folds over the left this time. How about that? So we just have them kind of crisscrossing. Okay, so now that I have an idea, I need to pull this out and line it up. See how crooked it was? Just holding it there. You've got to have some way to line it up to make it straight, right? You were going to use the other side. Thank you. I was. See, I love having helpers. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Ramona. Oh my. Okay. Okay, so we got that one there. Phew. And look what an easy fix it was, you guys. That was an easy fix. So let's get this and fold it over. Okay, now. And you guys, look at what some of these things we could cut out and use one of these to make like a belly band, like to close it all up, right? But before we go any further, let's do a little bit of inking gotta get one of those brushes that is like the big round ones, because I just think those look so handy, and they look like they cover enough territory that you're not spending all your time doing this, you know, the little brushing and all that. Let's go ahead and let's clip some corners and kind of round them. I just think it gives, you know, a nice softer look to a project. And this side is just 1/4 of an inch. But, you know, look how it just makes it a tiny bit, you know, softer looking. And let's do this one. But now, do we want to, well, yeah, we'll want to do these as well. And I tell you, this is one of the reasons I love these tools, like the Crocodile and this corner rounder. They are so fabulous because they can cut through so many layers of paper and just make it a breeze to do so. Okay, and then let's do this one. Okay, and then these 4. Now, and I don't care, like when I do this and I open it up, hang on a second. When I open this up, then you see I've got like these little divvy things, like where it was folded, right? And I don't care. I don't mind that at all. Not at all. Okay, but let's give it a little bit of, you know, let's zhuzh it up a little bit with some ink. And I tried to decide what I was going to use for an ink color. And, you know, there's so much black in here anyway. And I thought, I really don't know that I can do any better than just going ahead and giving it a little bit of black on the edge. And some of this is probably going to be a little bit darker than others. But when you are inking things like this, you're going to want to, you know, ink it on, I mean, this is up to you, but if I do it, I like to ink, you know, everywhere I'm looking at, like the folds, the inside, the outside, because with the folio, you're gonna see a lot of it. You know, a folio is flips and flaps and, you know, all kinds of folds, and so you've got lots of places that you are, you know, going to be seeing your paper and just different ways that it's folded, right? I want to know, how many of you on here like to do some paper crafting? Do you like to do paper crafting, or do you primarily like to do other kinds of crafts? I did scrapbooking for years and years, and so I have got tons of paper. And when I first started, you know, doing lives on Facebook, and you know, you kind of want to give people an idea of what you know, like to do. So I just always said I do paper crafting, and to me, paper crafting can be so many things. I mean, it could run from using it in mixed media, card making, scrapbooking, constructing different things with papers. So to me, it can mean, you know, quite a few things. So let's give this a little bit. Now some of this, you know, it's not going to show up on this. I don't really see it showing up a lot on this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe where it goes across the white. I guess it would. Wrong again. And it does really, you know, it just gives it a little something something. Although you really don't know, you don't notice it too much, but just enough that it feels like you want to go ahead and finish it. Oh, and this one, oh, remember I said I like to do the folds, so let's do that fold. Hey Ralph, how are you? Oh, Ramona's a Stampin' Up. Yes, so am I. But I've just been doing this for so long and have so many kinds of papers. And it's just not the only thing that I show. Okay, so there we go. We got that one done. And then let's see. Let's do a little bit here. That's going to fold over. So we don't need to do all of that, but let's just get it a little bit inky. But yeah, when you look for a paper collection, you know, it's fun to have a paper collection because you've got everything that you need, you know, that goes with it. You know, you've got things that you can use to cut out for paper ephemera, you know, just all kinds of stuff. You've got papers that go together. And it's like, you know, if you stay within a certain brand of things, their things will coordinate and go together. And that's just the way they've designed all that. Although I hate to say, we are really starting to lose a number of our favorite brands in the paper crafting world. It's really kind of sad. It's a sad state of affairs, I have to say, when you lose your favorite paper makers. Great. Okay, and again, Vicky's gonna be after me with this chick crafts. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue let's put a little glue here. We just need it on these two. Oh my goodness, why oh why, I just did that. I tell you, these nozzles are so tiny that they can just, you know, have that glue sit there for a second and then they want to just clog up, and that's kind of annoying. Okay, and let's do this little pocket here. I have loved working with paper as long as I can remember, you guys. I can remember when I was a kid, one Easter, I got an Easter basket that had a new pack of construction paper, and it had a new pack of watercolor pencils. Oh, I just thought that was the best thing ever. Okay, so this is going to go along here. Now, okay, that's the plan. Now, I think it would be fun. Now, you guys, this paper, I really debated whether it really was like non-directional, and I would turn it one way and I'm like, it looks like it should go the other way, and then I would turn it this way and it's like, no, that doesn't look any better. I guess that is truly a non-directional paper, right? Let's make this back one a pocket. How about that? And then we can put something in there. I think that's about the middle. I might even make it deeper. All right, and let's hit that with a bit of ink. Oh, did we do the other pocket? Did we do the other things? Well, sort of. And now I've always shown everybody this because this is a personal issue I have. I'm always forgetting to ink something that I wanted to ink. So I had to come up with a way to ink it afterwards. So this little thing here, I just like stick a piece of paper in to kind of mask off the rest of it, because I don't want the rest of it to get all inky, right? Then I can just hit it with a little ink. The one thing about this black though, it almost makes it look a little bit dirty. Oh, and this side, let's do this part. Okay, we're ready. For what? I don't know. Just building, still building. So we can either wrap this so that it's, and I think this is exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to wrap it so that we've got some of the top and the bottom showing. I like that best. So we've got some on both ways. And I'll make sure that we've got more at the top though, because that way we'll have room, and when we put something in here, we could still put like a tab and it's not going to stick out over the top. So what we want to do now is we're just going to put, to make this a pocket, and this will be how we will adhere this to the you know, to the other section. So we're just going to put glue along 3 sides of this back panel right here on our outer piece. Okay. Before we go, I know we've got so many more people that have popped on, and before we go, I'm going to show you again my kit that is available for the Sacred Treasure House Christmas party of 2025. Okay, so now here we go. We're just going to lay it in here just like that. Fold it over and make sure that it looks straight, which it does. I'm happy with that, because it has a little bit of wiggle room on both sides in there in the middle. So there we go. Woohoo! How's that? Okay. Phew, we've got the big part of this already done, right? So we've got these things. So now, oh my goodness. You guys, did you see what I did? Okay, yes, and here she goes again, having to fix what she did. Thank goodness my glue wasn't completely dry, you guys. Ramona! I thought you were going to be my helper. Okay, so this goes this way because we already had a pocket in here, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try again. It's not too badly marred. Oh my goodness, you guys. What would it be if I could get through a craft without having to fix something? Would it really be me? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it would or not. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Try again, try again. Let's make sure it's the right direction. Alrighty. And we're going to put a little bit down and more at the top and the bottom. And I want to close it like this and try to make sure that we're straight. And that looks a little crookedy. Okay. All right. That looks better. Okay. Oh my. Okay, so we've got all kinds of things that were with these other pieces that we can cut and put in here and work on and decorate. But let's use one of these things and make a belly band with it. I'm thinking, I don't know, we could use the love makes the world go round. That if we do that, it's not gonna like go clear around. We're not gonna see all of that. Happy ever after. I don't know. Let's see what else there is. Maybe you guys. Oh, I know. I've got it. let's use a strip of this to make a belly band. Let's do that. Let's cut off a strip of that. I think that will be pretty and fun. It looks like stamps. How many of you like when you have, you know, parts to a collection that have stamps, or that you make something that looks like stamps yourself? I love it when they have one. Okay. And while we have that out, let's take a peek at these and see if we have something we like. See, a lot of this is, you know, it truly was a love thing. This is kind of pretty here. So where's our stamps? If we use this, I think, oh, that's got a weird edge. I don't want to have to cut around that. I could though. Let's take a peek at what else. What else do we have? Well, I'd rather have something I don't have to do much other cutting around, because these are just stickers. Oh, here. Let's just pick out one of these. Let's do one of these. I think just like the heart. Let's do that. We'll just take one of those hearts. So I'm going to lay that upside down right there. And we want to take this, wrap it around. And I've got to make sure that I like the way it lays in here. That's not bad. Let's crisscross it. Let's cut these last two off, crisscross it over there, and then we can glue it and put our label on there. I think that'll work good. So that's the back. And you could do, well, now I don't like that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue, and you want it to still be a little bit loose, right? You don't want it to get too tight. And I tell you what, I've got plenty of room. I am going to snip this white edge off so it doesn't look, it's not competing so much. I mean, you can tell that this really is longer than one stamp, but that's okay. I want to make sure that it's not too tight, because we've got a lot of other stuff that we're going to put in here. So I'm just going to kind of do it loosely, very loosely, like this. Put this on here. And then we can put, oh shoot, I should have lined it up better over here. Let's make this part centered. This is going to be the front though of the belly band. Okay, so we've got that. And you know, I think I will wait to glue it though, you guys, because nothing is worse than having a belly band you can't get on anything, right? So where was that other card? Let's take this other card that we had. Where was it? Oops, I'm about to lose my little sticker. I better stick it on something so I don't lose it. Phew. Okay, now we can put this in here. We can pull this out. Look how pretty this is on the back. It's like this black and gold. So we can put this in here. Let's go ahead and use our corner rounder again so it's easier to get in and out of the pocket. Whoops, I'm about to lose stuff. So let's use our corner rounder. We want to do, this has a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. So I want to make sure I'm using the same that I had on the other on the outside edges. Okay, and then let's take two of these and snip them apart. And let's see if this is going to be too tall. Okay. I'm just going to leave that in there for now. So I know where to put these. So now I'm going to take these, I'm going to glue these together. Or I'm going to put glue on them. I'm going to put glue on this one. And I'm only going to pinch them together at the top, so then I can slide them over the edge of the card. So we're just going to put them together at the top. Easier said than done. Okay. Now I'm going to slide them over here. Slide them down. Just make sure that they will fit inside there. Now I'm just going to pull it out and make sure it looks like they're straight. They just need a little bit of help. Okay, there we go. And since everything else has its corners rounded, and I want to round the corners on here, I'm not going to use the corner round. I don't need that much of it, you know, cut off for this. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to do the tiniest amount. And you guys, you can make the tiniest cut to snip off square corners, and it just makes so much difference. And you just wouldn't think that that would be true. Now I've got, let's hit this with a little bit of ink. Ink is like makeup for your paper crafting. That way I don't have to spend all that time trying to trim that all exactly. Right? There you go. So that's cute. So, you know, now it doesn't matter which way we want to put this in here, right? We could put it in either way. And it's still going to be very, very pretty. Just slide it in there. If you ever need a little help, if you've got a pocket that seems like it's a little tight, whoops, that's sliding over the top. Take like a bone folder or, you know, something like that, and go in and you can just kind of loosen it up ever so slightly. And it just kind of maneuvers and massages those paper fibers at the tiniest amount, so it's easier to slide in and out. Okay, so now then, here's what we've got going on so far. We've got our pocket in here. We've got a little side tuck pocket here. And then we can just continue to decorate and use our little labels and stuff. And then we've got, you know, our little belly band here that will slide over here. I'm glad I didn't glue that, because I can tell that is not going to be big enough yet as I put more stuff in here. And so, you know, how do you like that? Not having to measure absolutely everything. I hope you found that a handy technique, and that you'll want to give that a try, you guys. I hope you will. And I would love to see it. You could come over on my, you know, to my group. I have my Artful Adventures Clubhouse is my free group that you can pop in. And let's see here. Or just tag me if you make one. I would love to see it. Okay, you guys, let me show you real quick again my offering for the Sacred Treasure House Christmas party. And you can still order these by November 11th and get one in time for the party, okay? And so we've got this little gingerbread couple here, little flaps, and it ties closed right there. We've got some waterfall things over here. Lots of fun things. And then this opens up. Here's big flaps in here. So this would be big enough if you want to use this like throughout the holiday season. And I've changed this one. This one has now, it's a matching one over here. And so you guys, these are just so fun. Hi, Joanne. How are you? So if you want to have one of those, contact me and I'll let you know. And if you haven't been following along and don't know anything about the party, you buy your first kit is $24 plus shipping, and then part of that goes to the party because there's all kinds of gift card prizes and fun things like that during the party time. And so that's basically your admittance. And then if you buy any other kits, then those are $15 a piece plus the shipping. And so once you get in, you let us know that you want a kit. We'll give you the information so that you can pay the amount, and then we will get you into the group if you're not already, so that you can enjoy all the fun. And then the days that we will be on crafting the kits will be December 2nd and 4th. And I think they may have added that Saturday as well. I think. My day is going to be December 4th, but even if you can't make it, there's going to be a video that you'll be able to watch and follow along and work at your own pace. If you don't feel like you want to do all of it on that day, you'll be able to walk along. It'll also be on YouTube to where you can look at the chapters as you go through and find where you left off. So I love doing them that way. I do a lot of kits this way. So your kit comes with everything, all of your printed pages. So again, you don't have to sit and figure out how to measure everything and make it work. And I'll walk through and show you how to make this fun little flap work on the thing. And so you've just got all kinds of things and a ton of the little other pieces. I'll show you what I did. I already have them cut out. Hang on a second. Let me show you. There's a bunch of them. Look, you guys, here's pockets and everything, envelopes, all the things that make it fun. You can use these for belly bands if you want to. And you guys, there's different sizes of gingerbread people. There's more houses, there's tags, there's all kinds of stuff. And then you'll even get ribbon for your closure and tags and all kinds of things. And you can make this however you want to. I'll show you, basically you need the instructions for the foundation and putting it together, right? That's the tricky part, and it's not that hard, you guys. It truly is not that hard. And so just a lot of fun. I love these little folios, and I have several kinds of folios like this. These creative, I call them a creative folio journal because most of them have so many flips and flaps and all the good stuff. Here's another tip, you guys. I found these. These were from a sewing site, and they came across on an ad, and I'm like, well, that seems kind of interesting. You guys, these have cleaned up my craft room like you would not believe. These envelopes have this little gusset in them. I can put everything from so many of my different projects in here and pop them in here, and then I just close it up. It's got this little snap thing on here. I close it up, and there they are. You can even put these in a notebook. Mine are all just loose. They're all like standing up, kind of filed away like that. But you could put them in a notebook. How fun is that? I tell you, I love ideas to keep stuff somewhat organized. I'm not that organized all the time. But yeah, you guys, so as long as you order one of these by November 20th, I'll be able to get it to you in time for the party. So you guys, I can hardly wait. So before me was Petra, and she made the most fun wreath. And then Ray, before Petra, was working on an album. And so that was fun to watch. So you guys, next up is going to be Vicki from this Chick Crafts. I love that name. So you guys, I hope you've had a good time and stay with us through the day. I've appreciated you all being here. I still have a couple minutes. Let's look at something else to pop in here while we're working on stuff. Let's find something else to go in. You can always, you know, take these cut aparts and everything and continue working on those. This one didn't have as many pieces. Sometimes some of the papers have way more than this to cut and use for tags or whatever. You can also take, you know, just use, oh, this has got more strips on it. This would be a fun one to use as a little belly band going up and down the other direction. Let's do that. So you just keep playing around with it, you know, until you get it the way you want. You just do what makes you happy, right? Just work it, work it, work it. So now we've got that. I didn't get that cut the best. And so this could be in here. This is a full one here. This shows this way. I don't think I want to do that. That would be kind of fun. Actually, we could do it kind of like this and put it over this way. That's kind of pretty because then it kind of goes with this. Let's do that. So you just snip that off and then just put a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom. If you can find your tiny scissors again. Well, I guess we don't necessarily need tiny scissors. You guys, it's time to go. Let's go over and see what Vicki is going to make for us, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Hi, Celeste. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.